Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody, welcome back. Good morning, nice to see you this morning. I hope you're having a good day so far this morning. It is Monday, welcome back, happy Monday. Oh, wait, Alex, can you do the rest of my dress up? I realized I only zipped it up as high as I could.
Sure.
Can you come do that so that I look professional? Good morning, everyone. For those of you who are new, I'm Laura. This is Last Minute Laura Morning Show. Sometimes I'm a little bit late. Sometimes I'm right on time. I'm very rarely early. But I'm here. So good morning. We get together every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you. To chat, hang out, talk about what we're working on, wedding planning, chickens, plants, cottage core vibes, sewing, embroidery, crochet, knitting, all kinds of crafty things, handmade things, and outdoorsy things. So if that sounds like your vibe, definitely join us. Subscribe. You're welcome here. And don't forget to like the video as you're coming in, friends. A bit quieter or just me? Oh, I apologize. Am I on the right setting? Let's have a look. Nope. I wasn't on the right setting. Hello? 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 I don't know. What one sounds the best? New to your live. Well, sorry, Patricia, that you're hearing me do audio testing, but welcome. Good morning. You think it sounded fine before? I was probably just a little far away. But good morning. I'm going to just tilt the mic, maybe? Is tilting the mic good or bad? Alex.
Oh, I don't know.
Because, like, when you see people in, like, broadcasting, it seems like they're talking into the top of the mic.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
Audio, sorry.
Thank you. Anywho, good morning, Candace. Good morning, Dina. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, Rebecca. Thank you for letting me know it sounded fine. This sounds good. Thank you. Good morning, Frida. Good morning, Mary Grace. Thunder Baby, isn't he so sweet on the Patreon page here? I took that photo this weekend of him. He's such a sweet little guy. Seems quiet to me, and my volume is all the way up. Oh, I apologize, Dina. It's on full volume for me. Like on my side, it shows that I'm at full volume. I could just need to sit a little closer to the mic. That's a possibility. But good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Rue. Good morning, Alcy. Good morning, Lebo. And I think that's everybody who's in here right now. Good morning, Mary Grace. And boy, oh boy, do I want a chicken cuddle from that Silky. Is she ever the cutest thing ever? I mean, I hope it's a girl. It might be a boy. We don't know yet. But is that not the cutest little Silky chicken? I know. Good morning, Oracle. You are surrounded by flowers. Yes, Frida, I picked so many flowers over the last several days, and I've just been making vases and little dinky shot glass container bouquets and fully just nasturtium bouquets. This right here is just nasturtiums, and they last several days. Our snapdragons have finally started blooming, so we're getting like the cut flower version of snapdragons, not the ground cover version, and we're getting these beautiful like spears of snapdragons. Look at this pretty pink. Is that not just something? Love that. So I've just been really enjoying all of the flowers coming into bloom. Our bachelor's buttons are finally blooming. The zinnias are wild. There's just zinnias everywhere right now. Ugh. I just want you to see all the pretty colors when I'm... This zinnia is a little bit in your face, isn't it? Here, how about we put that one in its way. There we go. Now there's like a purple moment over there. I like making them talk, the snapdragons. I know, right? I flip them upside down and I feel like they look like Goofy. My mom told me that when I was little, that they look like Goofy from like Mickey Mouse. And if you think about it, like if you're thinking Goofy, look. Look, it's totally Goofy. Yo. So let me just grab a marker so I can show you how it's Goofy. So how are you guys doing this morning? Oracle, that's great. Oh, what did Oracle say? Guess who got their jab and has started their medication? That's awesome. Didn't realize both my jab and medication were made by Pfizer. May as well be sponsored. Lol. But kind of though. Sorry, I'm just going to draw on Goofy's eyes so that you understand what I'm seeing. In case you, for some reason, didn't understand what I was seeing. Yup. Let me think of what Goofy looks like. He's got like a nose going on over here. And his mouth would be like that. It doesn't look like Goofy, but here, this is what I'm seeing. Yup, 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 yup. Goofy. You know what I mean? Water in my cup, of course. Good, good, Dina. I'm getting tea. Alex is making me tea right now, so I'm going to have tea. So, Candace, if I open them, Ola always makes a sound. Lol. Ditto, why do your voice change when we do that? Because they have to. It needs to be the voice of whatever you're anthropomorphizing. Am I right? So, kind of a big deal. You guys didn't even really notice because I didn't show you my whole outfit, but can we acknowledge Mike is on a quiet setting? You think so too? You're not the first person to say it. Let me try again. Oh, it was on all the way volume down. Better. Found the volume. I put it on a different setting, but I didn't change the volume. I thought it was all the way up. How about now? Are we good? Yes, the chicken dress is finished, you guys. Look. And most importantly, pockets. Fully lined, colorful pockets. Also, because I am an expert seamstress these days, I can't show you the whole thing, but I did French seams for the whole thing, including the pockets. Even the pocket was French seamed. So the inside doesn't have any raw edges, and neither does the outside of the pockets. So, pockets. What do you tend to keep in pockets? Well, of course, Dave, my cell phone. I also increased the size of the pockets by about 2. Yeah, that was me yesterday. I just didn't vacuum this morning, and I was just like, it's not going to show up in the stream. Right here on my white carpet. But I made the pockets about 30% bigger. I added about 2.5, 3 inches to the bottom of my pocket. Look how far deep they are. Look at that. That's like a whole, I could fit a whole, look at, this is the whole pocket. Amazing. Literally me yesterday, Oracle. How will they know? They're not going to know. I sit in front of the dirt pile. No one will notice. I thought, oh, no one will notice. See, look, you can't even tell it's there. Literally what I thought. My pocket savior. I know, right? No felling needed. Well, I did fell the whole top seam portion, like the inner portion of the bodice pieces. But I also, I French seamed all of the skirt pieces because I did that all last night. Haha, the way I asked that sounded weird, but was just wondering what you keep in them. True femininity, I'd say, as opposed to having everything in a handbag or purse. I carry a handbag or a purse. I guess it's a purse I carry. I carry a saddlebag. I carry a crossbody bag. I love my dungarees because I can go out and have 5 pockets available. Totally. Dresses with pockets are the best. That's for sure. Pressing coffee now, need the boost today for sure. Well, I'm about to have some tea. I just heard the water boil. Alex is making it for me because he is a king. Great for my friends. I'm like a mobile storage unit. Well, now I can be like a mobile storage unit too. And also, this fits me perfectly, which is great. And it's long. It goes all the way to my shins on the front and like halfway between my shin and my ankle on the back. I made it a high-low so that I could accommodate for my ass, essentially. But I made this so that I can wear it. It's not meant to be a going out and being fancy dress. Like, I top stitched all of my edges. I did a lot of like back stitching on like anywhere that was going to be hard, like anywhere that was going to be like worked hard. What is it called? Like that gets a lot of movement and a lot of like aggressiveness. So this is actually going to be like a gardening dress, and like obviously I'll wear it in public because I think the fabric is amazing. But my plan is to wear this as a life dress, not just, I want to start wearing things that I like all the time, as opposed to like just when I go out wearing my 1950s housewife dress. I think if I just make enough 1950s housewife dresses, then I won't worry about them getting dirty. So I think I need to make one out of canvas though, like out of like cotton muslin, something that's like I'm really not worried about damaging. But basically, I want to live my cottagecore dreams, and in order to do that, I have to make more dresses, basically. Me dressing up to casual events. Literally, Oracle. I wear a dress at any event. Anytime there's somewhere I need to be, I'm wearing a 1950s housewife dress, because when else am I going to wear it? So now I need to wear my cottagecore dresses all the time. Make an apron, a garden apron. When I was a travel host, Dave says, not a bad idea, Frida, but I still want to wear my cottagecore dresses with my apron. It's hard being a fashion icon. Dave says, when I was in a travel hostel once, my pockets got pierced and ripped. A Canadian girl roommate fixed them by hand stitching them while I was wearing them. Very nice. Felt great to have a personal seamstress, but I felt bad for her. I mean, that was nice of her to fix them for you. I love pockets. Good job, French seams. Fancy. Thank you, Patricia. I worried because I did not accommodate for the French seam when I was cutting the pattern, and then I was like, I can figure this out. And guess what? I figured it out. It's got gathering around the waist, so there was enough room in the initial pattern for me to adjust for French seams, and then the gathering's just slightly less. High stress areas like shoulder seams. Exactly, Sid. I did the shoulder seams aggressively. I also did all the neckline. I did like 3 rows. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
3 rounds. Yes. Is there any left in the fridge?
Yeah, I can get you a new one while I get this one.
Would you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I top stitched all of my my armhole, my neck hole, around the waist. I did top stitching so that it would be more aggressively safe. I thought it would be safer. Like, there is facing on the inside of this dress, so it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's not lined, but it does have this flippy bit of fabric so that you don't look like you're wearing a dress that's not lined. Thank you. Thank you. So all of the high stress areas have been top stitched a whole lot, and all of the edge areas like the hem, I top stitched 6 rows around the bottom hem so that I can have a comfortable and strong garment. So far, so good. Like having a gardening dress. Yeah, that makes sense, Sid. I want one that's like, that I can get damaged and it'll just make it cooler. Is anyone else doing Christmas in July? Fairy contest that ends Wednesday. It's on YouTube. Last year was the first year it was done. Interesting. I didn't know that. No, I'm not doing anything for Christmas in July. Back to the pocket story in a hostel. We didn't have any scissors, and being a gentleman, I didn't want her using her teeth, so I had to go to the bathroom, take off jeans, and bite off the thread. Very nice. Laura, your wedding shawl you made with Frida's yarn inspired me to make my first ever triangle shawl. It's coming so good. I'm excited. That's awesome, Mary Grace. I didn't block mine yet. I still have to block it, but I will. So eventually we'll get to that point, and then I'll be able to wear it actually. I had a dream the other day. It was Christmas again. The truth is, Christmas is always around the corner. You and Candace are on the same... I'm good. Oh, sorry. I thought the light went out. You and Candace are on the same train there. Candace posts on Facebook, like, how often, Candace, you do the countdown for Christmas, and I'm always like, oh my god, girl, it is like summer. Why do I know how many days till Christmas it is? Christmas is so close. It's not. Also, it actually is, actually. We're at, like, middle of July. My friend came over for the weekend. We had being a fairy is a great way to grow your channel. Dina, I agree. Just be a fairy, no problem. I made zucchini bread with my friend on the weekend. Mostly she made it, but I was there, and we used my zucchinis and my eggs, so I helped. But every freaking day, that's why it's a countdown. Oh, that makes sense. Lol. I don't go on Facebook every day, but every day I do go, I notice. Lori, you're in charge. Do you mind if I share some heartache and risk bringing the mood down? Dave, you're more than welcome to share some heartache. We'll just be there for you, and then we can move on to happier topics if it works. So yeah, totally, share your heartache. That's what we're here for, is for chatting, right? We made zucchini bread, though. I'm going to tell my story while you tell your story. We made zucchini bread with zucchini from the garden, and we didn't have any baking soda or baking powder because I don't bake, but I have flour and salt and sugar and stuff because I do preserve things and I make naan bread and stuff. So with no baking flour, baking soda, or baking powder, how do you make a cake rise? Well, what you do is you give Laura the egg whites for like 40 minutes because I don't have a hand mixer, and I whipped the egg whites. We added an extra egg, and I whipped the egg whites, and then we folded them in, and it made for, like, it's a dense loaf, but it's still got air to it. Me, I seem woozy? No, but I did just put makeup on. So there's a possibility that I just haven't figured out how to handle my eyes yet because I just put on my makeup. No, I'm okay today. I did wake up at like 7:15, which is a little low for me, like a little early, a little late. Obviously, my brain is not working. Low, early, late. Wrong words 3 times. No, I'm not woozy. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm not tired. Maybe I'm a little loopy. I did have a long weekend with like a person in my house. So this is like our first day with nobody else in our house. So I mean, like, I'm tired. Like, I'm hungover. I'm friendship hungover. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not actually hungover. I'm friendship hungover. But thank you for asking. Yeah, don't judge me, geez. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm okay. Okay, I'm not going to talk about sports and how England lost last night in the Euro final. That in itself isn't the issue, as I know I'm not many sports fans here. I'm personally very proud of Gareth and the boys. However, I'm so hurt by some of our fans. Oh no, what are they doing over there? Violence, racism, littering. It's so embarrassing. Honestly, that's probably why people who aren't into sports are like more not into sports, because they like they like jumble everybody in together, and they're like, sports fans, racist, littering, violent folks, usually. And then people who aren't like that are like, not usually. And then the rest of us who aren't into sports are like, meh, that's what's in the newspaper. So I'm good with no sports. I'm sorry though. And people are slamming me for being proud of the team. What am I supposed to be? We're going to the bloody final, mate. You can be proud of your team, but it's a bummer that your fellow fans are idiots. I don't know why people get so hyped up about a game. Like, enjoying a game, getting hyped up to the point where you're happy, but getting hyped up to the point where you're raging. Like, if your team lost and all of the things went wrong, what reason do you have to, like, break a window of a car? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have anything to do with the game. You know what I mean? It was a chance to unite the country at a time it needed to be united. And yet, violence prevailed. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry that your sport is getting corrupted by bad actors. I saw a video on Instagram, Lebo says, of fans pulling each other outside the stadium. Very hectic, too much. I agree, Laura, but sports can unite, and that's what I love about it. But yes, people turn into divisive animals instead. Well, yeah, like, I think of, like, the Olympics. Suddenly I watched sports I would never watch. I'm not this year, because why are the Olympics even happening? There's like a global pandemic, and the place where the Olympics are is not doing well. Why would they think that it was all going to work out fine? But I mean, like, during the Olympics, usually it's like, Team Canada. I understand, like, supporting a team. I just don't care about sports. So for me, it's like, oh, the bobsledding team is winning. That's as exciting as the NBA finals. Like, they're equally not important. Obviously, I can put on my Toronto Blue Jays t-shirt and be like, yay, they won, but I don't actually care that they won. I don't know any of the players. We would see the Blue Jays all over the place, though, when we were in Toronto, because they all lived there, and they're huge men, so they're not mistakable as like, wow, that's just a weirdly huge man. They're like, oh, you can't even wear normal people clothes because you're so gigantic and muscular. Alex and I would see them. Same with the, like, basketball players, the Toronto Raptors. We'd see them in downtown Toronto when we'd walk around. Yep. And we'd be like, why does that guy have people following him? He's huge. And then we'd be like, oh, he's just a player. His wife is 5'2". He's 7'4". Like, he's 300 pounds. She's 78 pounds. Like, yowza. Yowza, literally. Well, my yarn delivery is nearly here. I got 2 more Bag requests. That's awesome, Oracle. That's really good. I won't go on about this. Laura's beautiful chicken dress is a much more pleasurable topic. Thank you, Dave. But thank you all. Feel better. It's now off my chest. Love you all. Dave, I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, though, because it is your hobby, right? Like, enjoying sports is one of the hobbies you can have. And if you enjoy sports, having somebody else ruin it for you, that sucks. Yeah, so I get it. Like, your thing is getting ruined by other people, so I'm sorry. Rue, just to a different city in NC, North Carolina. It's thankfully not too far. What did I miss? At my college, people would burn couches when we won a particular basketball game. It's just a little excessive. Yeah, Rue, I agree. A little excessive, perhaps. Is yarn cheap-ish that side? It's not cheap here. Not now, anyway. I'm glad you were able to get it off your chest, Dave. Yes, that's what we're here for, to basically to shit talk your enemies and to support your allies. Our enemies, our allies, you know what I mean. For some reason, my video was behind. Glad you're okay, and I certainly know what you mean about socializing hangover. I get the same thing. Well, I had a real hangover on Saturday. Do you guys want to hear about my wild weekend? I had a wild weekend. Like a university wild weekend. That's basically what happened. It wasn't. I'm like an old lady. I don't even know why I think that it was a wild weekend. Because I'm an old lady. So for me, it was super wild. I mean, I drank alcohol, which doesn't happen often. I had a friend come, and she's a terrible influence. She's a lovely human being, and she's a very good friend, and she is very, she's just a good person. She's coming to the wedding. She's like probably one of my, no, she is. She's one of my best friends. Apparently, if you slow down the play speed, the video will sound drunk / stoned. Well, don't slow down the play speed because we don't need it to add to that. Laura was out on the tiles. Basically, Laura, are you a lightweight? Well, I'm on antidepressants, which makes me a lightweight. I also don't drink alcohol. So...
yeah, I learned that the hard way too.
Yeah, Alex also got...
gone.
A lot. We had a lot of fun, but we made, okay, so we were just evening drinking with my friend, and yes, we had gin. It was gin because it was a good thing to do. And Alex and my friend were drinking beer and wine because that's them. They can drink alcohol, and I don't like alcohol. I don't like the taste of it. So I do like feeling a little buzz, but I don't like drinking. It's not my thing. So I have no idea why it was slower. I'm like, what is going on? What the actual... Well, I'm glad. Did you refresh? And now I'm like a normal amount of not wooziness. Socializing can be hard work, Dave says. Frida also said, I'm currently having a fever from socializing. Yeah, okay. So maybe yours is a little bit worse of a hangover than mine, but mine was definitely not... It's not nothing. I have a bit of a brain fog, you know? And taking pills. Oh, that's great, Sarah. Maybe careful. Don't hurt yourself. Good morning. I missed the dress catwalk. Louisa, I will show you. We all have a friend that we love, but kind of influences us for fun, but things that we not normally do. Exactly. Like, so she doesn't normally party, like, excessively, and we don't party, but when we get together, we party. You know what I mean? So she and Alex and I, just the three of us, had a straight up dance party, like a dance party, in my kitchen with many smoothies made of gin and berries, which, by the way, I 100% think that is the best way to do it now. I just, instead of adding like liquid to the smoothie, you add a liquid that has an effect to the smoothie. And it's like healthy because it's berries and juice mixed with a little bit of the other thing. I don't know how YouTube demonetizes, so I'm trying to just avoid triggering words, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I added that stuff. We had that, and then I didn't wake up with like a bad hangover, and I'm like almost 30, so I was worried that I was gonna wake up with like a bad headache and stuff. But I didn't. I just woke up groggy and brain foggy, which is like, I deserved that for how much I drank. But oh my gosh, we got crazy, and Alex woke up not feeling well at like 4 a.m, and then he like left for a 2-hour walk. He usually goes on a 2-hour walk every day, but he did it at 4 a.m, not how you'd think you should do a walk. But he came home and everything was fine. And it was an awesome party. After we had had all of our smoothies and we were having a dance party, we cooked a full meal. Like we made beef tortellini with zucchini, stir fry. What else did we make? We made like a pasta sauce with cream, like a creamy, cheesy pasta sauce. Basically, we made a full meal and then sat down for a full late night messy meal. It was just it was a fun time that doesn't happen normally to me. I really don't have that type of fun anymore. I don't drink, so I wouldn't, like, Alex and I wouldn't get drunk at home. That's just not really something we would do. So it was fun. We had a whole party, and then we stayed up till like 12:30 at night because I'm 30, and then we went to bed and woke up in the morning and had a full sleepy day. We sat in the shade, we put blankets outside in the shade, and we cut watermelon, and we just hung out with the chickens. We kept taking a couple of baby chickens out at a time and just sitting them in the shade, and we were having such a good time because we just like napped. It was essentially like a full day of napping, but it wasn't just that. You know what I mean? Like Alex was doing work in the garden, my friend and I were on a blanket napping, and then we would wake up from a nap and go walk and hang out with the chickens. We picked some stuff in the garden. We'd go make a snack, and then we'd come back outside on a blanket. We ended the day with a campfire. We cooked hot dogs on the campfire. We made potato salad for lunch. We had a really good time. It was just very low key, and this friend is very she's not shy, which is very helpful because I'm anxious when people are here. Like I don't feel comfortable telling people what to do or suggesting what we do next. It makes me uncomfortable. I need to get over that, obviously, but she's not like that. She's like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go make a sandwich, do you want anything? Like, she's like that kind of friend, and she won't be like, where are your plates? She'll just find the plates, because when people are like, where are your plates, where are your whatever, oh, sorry, my sister texted me. So yeah, she's like very chill, very low-key, very not anxious. She's just a not anxious person. She's like very confident, very cool as a cucumber all the time. So she's really good. We balance well. So like she doesn't make me more anxious than I am. She just will figure it out. And also she's like very trustworthy. So I don't have any, like, obviously I wouldn't invite a friend into my house if they weren't, but you know what I mean? She's like a really good friend. So it was a lot of fun. How is the bird of paradise doing? Well, it's got a new leaf coming out outside, living outside for the summer, but it looks really happy. Seems good. Very makes herself at home kind of friend. I tend to be like that after a couple of times over to a friend's place once I get comfy. Yeah, for me, it's once I get comfy, I'll be like that, but she's just like always it's like she's so comfortable in her skin that it doesn't matter where she is, she's comfortable. You know what I mean? Random question, Laura Mary Gray says, do you and Alex eat dandelion greens, or do you exclusively give the greens to the chickens? No, we eat them. Yeah, I add them to salads when I make salads, or if I'm making a stir fry, I'll add them to stir fry. We've got a lot of dandelions out here. We live in the country, so yes, I definitely do. Oracle, I do that too. What happened? Help! The delivery guy pulled up and saw me peeping out the door. I'm that creep also. We locked eyes. Oh no, did you close the door immediately after? Because that's what I do, and then I realized, like, that made it worse. You should just, when you lock eyes, be like, oh, thank you. That's what Alex does, but I'm like, closed door, like, haunted person. Beef tortellini, yummy, Dave says. It was very yummy. That reminds me, maybe I'm just grumpy I didn't find Chance to Italy team about sticking pasta. Oh, yep, very funny, though rather pathetic. Well, I mean, you gotta have your mean cheers, right? I'm gonna fly. Okay, sounds good, Dean. My brain made Dave on a rave turn into Dean. Sorry. Big hug to you, Laura. Big chicken hug, and a big hug to all you lovely people. Come on, England. Come on, the world. Love and unity. Yeah, go team go. Bye, Dave. Have a good rest of your day, and thanks for coming. I have some really big dandelion greens growing along the edges of the property. So, Mary Grace, if your dandelion greens are very big, they may be bitter. So I wouldn't necessarily want to eat them raw. They may taste bitter if they're large leaves. What I would recommend, if you aren't needing them right away, I would say rip all the big leaves off and then come back to that plant in 3 days. And the leaves that will have grown back, the smallest leaves that will have gotten a little bit bigger, those will be like sweeter or crunchier without the bitterness. If you're going to be cooking them, it shouldn't matter, and you can just pick the big ones. But often the bigger leaves have a bitter taste that I don't love. That kind of sticks in your mouth too for like a couple of seconds, you know? I always just make sure to say thank you and tell them to have a good rest of their day. Take the opportunity to try and make somebody trod on by FedEx feel seen. Aw, well, Sid, you're a nice person. That's nice. I want to eat them, but I want some recipe suggestions. Well, anytime you make a stir fry, you can just add it like you would spinach. It just dissolves into small green little wilty bits, and it's delicious. Frida, I'm allergic to the sulfur in wine. Maybe you too. You're not the first person I've heard that, Frida. Or Patricia. My parents have a farm, and they sell wine grapes, juice grapes, table grapes, and pears and apples. Those are the fruits that grow on their farm. And the grapes, people come, like, specifically people come because they're like, oh, well, it's an organic farm, so there won't be any sulfites on it, and those make me sick. So it's a thing that I've heard from people who are picking grapes. What you could do to find out, Frida, is find organic wine, but not just organic. It has to be like more than organic. There's another name for it because sulfites can be an organic fertilizer. Like they can put literally like sulfur, basically. But yeah, you should find a unsprayed organic wine and see how that does for you. Isn't there naturally sulfites in the wine due to the grape's fermentation? I don't know, but I know that there's something in one of the sprays that you can put on plants that is going to help your grapes that makes that happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know what has sulfur in it that they spray, but that is in one of the sprays that my parents do not use. So people come to their farm for that. Did you wash and block the shawl? No, Rebecca, I did not yet. Frida, one of the people who came to the farm and said that last year, said that it makes them have like a hangover while drinking. Like it starts to give them a really bad headache and grogginess, and then the hangover the next day is really bad. That's what they told us. Our purple potatoes should be ready to harvest next week. That's exciting, Mary Grace. We've got green bean plants flowering. We also have chickpea plants growing. We have now picked 3 green beans. So our green bean plants are just about to explode into the green bean season, which means we're going to be eating green beans every single day, which I very much am looking forward to. Not quite there yet. I gotta find out if the wild grapes around our yard are edible or not. No, they are not. We pulled a huge vine down while cleaning up a tipped over sumac. Nope. The ones that are growing with the sumac that are not that are huge vines with teeny tiny grapes, those are not edible. They will make you, I don't remember. They're super astringent, so they won't feel good in your mouth, but there's something they do in your tummy that's not good. No, they're not edible. I don't know the wild grapes you have, but the wild grapes we have here that climb and are devils. Even the birds don't eat them here. The green beans we've planted are going to be purple. Oh, that's exciting. I have yellow and green. I didn't do purple for green beans because my mom didn't grow them last year, and that's the seeds that I used. But I also, I I did plant peas that are purple, so we have purple peas. Our peas are not doing well though. I think that I want to pull the peas out and plant more green beans, you know? Rue, I want to try eating more foraged things like dandelion greens, but I wish I knew someone with more expertise to help me get started. Well, Rue, dandelion greens are a great place to start. If it looks like a dandelion, it's a dandelion. Honestly, there aren't a lot of things you could mistake that are poisonous for a dandelion. They're a pretty specific looking plant, and you can eat the entire plant, the root, the stem, the flower, the unopened blossoms, the seed pod if you want. Not tasty, not a pod. The seed if you want, and the greens. The full plant of a dandelion is fine. The only thing is make sure it's not on an area where there's a lot of animals walking through, because you don't want to be dealing with any animal dirt, and somewhere that's not sprayed. Although if it was somewhere that was sprayed, I suppose there wouldn't be dandelions to begin with. So yeah, dandelions are a great option. You choke on your own spit there, buddy?
Okay.
I just heard thunder. Choking on his own spit. Purple beans are our favorite. Well, I don't know what beans are our favorite yet. The beans that we grow so far will be my most exciting. Rue, literally same. I went foraging. I want a foraging friend to excuse me. I want a foraging friend to teach me. I know I have a gigantic chicken in the woods mushroom nearby, but I have limited knowledge. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Mushroom hunting? I need a friend for mushroom hunting. I can do a lot of like obvious edible things, but when it comes to fungi, I'm not sure about it. That's what I say about blueberries. There's moose pee on them. I need to take them home and wash them before eating. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm that responsible with berries when I'm picking them in the forest, because they're berries. Frida, sulfur in wine. My doctor told me I was knowing the signs. If I know the signs, I don't drink, but I do have a cleaner to put in my glass. I haven't tried it yet. A cleaner that'll take the sulfur out somehow? Is the raccoon still coming to your yard? Yes, Lebo. The raccoon is still coming to our yard every night. Yeah, mushrooms are easy to confuse with dangerous versus safe types. There's too many that look the same, and you always need to cook wild mushrooms. Yes, the risk is not worth the reward. Mushrooms are yummy, but they're not like my thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like, oh my god, I would die for a mushroom, so I'm not willing to die for a mushroom. You know what I mean? We have some kind of weed here that has tubers that you can fry and eat. Tastes kind of like potatoes. Interesting. Well, I think dandelion root can be treated like a root vegetable. Like a lot of the weeds that we grow here, like plantain and stuff, if you pull up the root and you roast it and eat it, like they're pretty starchy things. So I'm sure there's quite a few things that are like that, but I wonder what that plant actually is, like the one you're talking about, that makes a free potato for you. Who is texting me? I'm like not popular. Leave me alone. Okay, it's just my family, so never mind. Same, I want to learn mushrooms, but I'd rather grow them and be able to make my own inoculant for the next year. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a safer bet, because then you know what you're getting. But I do live in Ontario, and there are tons of edible mushrooms here. So I do want to learn them. There is a point in my life where I would like to be able to go and get a full meal from the forest. Right now, I could get a full, not filling meal from the forest, you know?
Breakfast.
And you always need to cook them. Good, important knowledge. Oh, something wonderful. You may notice that there aren't a lot of plants around me right now. I mean, yes, there's a lot of flowers, but I mean, this area behind me is usually full of green. Most of my plants, I repotted them yesterday. So I got new potting soil when Alex and I went out with my friend. We went to, where did we even go? The garden center, I guess. Yeah, we went to a garden center. Anyway, and we picked up potting soil, like for the inside house plants. And after my friend left yesterday, I pretty much didn't want to talk to anyone for any period of time. So Alex went and did his thing on his own, and I did my thing on my own. I sewed a dress, and he like got our propane tank filled. Did you get our propane tank filled, or did you get rid of the old one? Alex?
Pardon me?
Did you get rid of the propane tank, or did you fill it?
Oh no, I have to get rid of
I thought that's what you did yesterday.
Yeah.
You got rid of it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so he did the thing. So I needed alone time, so I just put on a couple of podcasts and sewed a dress. Great. So now it's my friendship dress because it's my hangover from friendship. My friendship hangover dress. So anyway, what was I trying to say? I'm wondering how your garden survives in Canada. Can't remember what it's called. I don't know what I was trying to say. Something about... What was my... replanting my plants. Sorry. Train of thought got lost because I thought about Alex and that tends to like woo me. I replanted all my plants in new potting soil and put them all outside because it's been raining all day yesterday and it's going to rain all day today, all day tomorrow. So I put all of my repotted plants outside. Like this has been repotted into a glass container. All of these have been put in new dirt. This is all new dirt in all my plants. That's how this happened because I was repotting plants and one of the ones that I was taking down was in dry soil. The dry soil just fell apart. So that will vacuum up easily. I just haven't done it yet. But since all my plants are repotted into fresh potting soil, they're going to be good for another year now. Like I'm not going to have to do anything to them in the fall. Like I've gotten that job done now in the middle of summer. I also trimmed back a bunch of my plants, like this plant here, this hanging one. It needed to be repotted so bad. It was so unhappy. But now all my plants are repotted. They're all on my back porch to get a couple of days of rain. So probably by next week, a bunch of my plants will be back in here. But my Oxalis triangularis, the one named Frida, the purple one, I cut all of the leaves off of it. They are in this glass jar right here. You can see those dark sort of maroon colored leaves. Cut all the leaves off, repotted the tubers, and put them outside. So we're going to see how the outside handles the dark purple ones. My ex used to hunt for edible mushrooms. He had a book and he had his dad, and his dad would mark off the ones they would find. Oh, that's so cute. That's sweet. Oh my god, same. So it says, after socializing, I just need so much quiet time. Yeah, like I'm still friendship hungover, you know? A snack? Mary Grace, basically, I can get a snack from the forest anytime. Laura, I was wondering how your garden survives Canada winters. I live somewhere much warmer, but even things I grow die at first frost. Everything dies here at first frost. That's Canada. We only have a growing season from around May 20th till around September 20th. Like I would say May 20th till September 20th is our growing season. So yeah, everything dies. I will take in all of my tropical plants. So I have many tropical plants outside right now. I have a bird of paradise. I have a lemon tree. I have my alocasia polly. I have my elephant ear. I have my monstera, my philodendron hope. I have lots of tropical plants that will not live outside, but they do really well outside in the summer. They love the humidity, they love the heat, and they love the sun. So I've got them all outside right now. But in the fall, I'll bring them all in. I'll put them probably in an isolated room, one of the bedrooms, and I'll let them sit there, treat them for parasites. I might change their soil. No, I won't. I'll just treat them for parasites. I just repotted them. But I will, I'll put all of the plants in an isolated space to make sure the killing things will die, like the thrips. There's going to be thrips on everything. Because there always are, but it's okay because it'll be worth the sun. The sun that they're getting is worth the parasites I'm going to have to deal with at the end of summer. But most things here die in the winter. I mean, we obviously have conifers, like we have pine trees. Those things don't die. We have all of our trees drop their leaves because it gets cold. We get snow. Some things will survive through a grow season through the winter, like our perennial vegetables, like asparagus, that'll come back every year, but we can only harvest until like mid-October. Even our kale, it's yucky from like, I would say October to March. It's kind of like that dark crystally, you know, a little frozen type thing. But yeah, that's what happens. My ex, I got that already. The squeaky cat has decided it's feeding time. He's coming in crying for food. Oh, poor baby. Frida, I'm multiplying. Why are you multiplying? Sid, I'm hungover since Thursday. That's what frost does. Oh, those are different things. Yeah, same. It's The friendship hangover is a real thing. You love your friend and you want to see them again, but you need to not talk. Like, I couldn't even reply to any text yesterday. It was like executive dysfunction was at an all-time high. People texted me, I looked at it and was like, yes. Oh, by the way, Alex and I are meeting with our officiant today, which is so exciting. And by exciting, I mean scary, because I don't know what I'm supposed to know or what I'm supposed to do. I know the date of our wedding and I know the time it's supposed to start. And this person, for like a couple $100, is going to do all the paperwork for the wedding, which is awesome, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm really like, my time management skills are like not fully developed, I would say, to the point that I would like them to be. Some would say I'm slightly last minute. Some might call it a little bit last minute. So it's good when someone else does the paperwork, basically. Especially with the pandemic, Louisa says, socializing is even harder. It has an extra heavy feeling, lack of practice, and the scary factor. Totally. My plant, I am multiplying. Oh, yes, Frida, yes, I am multiplying the Frida plant. But also, I'm going to put it outside for the rest of summer to see how it enjoys growing outside, because the green one was very happy out there. Hey there, Hannah, long time no see. I just watched a bunch of sewing videos, and now I'm overwhelmed because I want to make all the things. Hannah, I actually yesterday was inspired to start sewing this dress because I clicked on a sewing video and I was like, I want to sew something. And then I was like, I am sewing something. So I actually took out my wedding dress and got started working on it. But then the scissors I was working on were too dull to cut through the fabric. And I was getting stressed about the fabric because it's way more expensive, the wedding dress fabric. So I was like, I'll just go back to this dress and finish it first. Yeah, I had a super quiet work day, Sid says, and then a silent drive home and spent the night reading with no electronics on. Yeah, sometimes that's what you need. I didn't do any, there was no tech time. Has my plant died yet? No! It's right here. Oh, do you mean your Hoya? Like, maybe. It's not dead. It's in a state of like stasis. It's not yet died, but it's not thriving, the Hoya. But the plant that you gifted me is happily growing right here. Makes me happy. Hey there, Melanie. Good morning. Old and decrepit. No, it's actually my fault. It really struggled moving outside. The sun was way too hot, way too harsh. Even though I put it in a shady space, it seems to have had a hard time from the sun. I was going to try and crochet during the stream, but I slept poorly, so I'm just relaxing in bed. Yeah, I was thinking of doing some kind of handicraft, but I crafted all night, and I knitted a shawl last week, so I'm good to just sit and chat with you guys. Frida, sulfur, like, high and sick feeling, lips and stomach react the next day worse, enough to go to the doctors. It's been several years, because stopped wine when I was told why. I also repotted all my plants last week. That's awesome, Melanie. It's a good feeling to get that done. I was actually really surprised by how many of my plants had spider mites, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't paying close enough attention to them because I've been playing with my plants outside a lot, and there were actually quite a few plants that needed like a lot of leaves ripped off, and they needed a solid bath before I potted them back up. So hopefully that was enough to get rid of them, but now I need to keep track of my plants because they got spider mites because I wasn't taking care of them. Oops. I'm so close to finishing my first sweater, but I'm losing motivation. You can do it. You're on the final sleeve. You're like basically there, Rue. You can do it. I believe in you. Do it right now. Work on it. You can do it. We're here for you. You could do it. I very rarely drink wine, or at all, actually. I tasted the wine day before yesterday. Didn't like it, so I didn't drink it. I'll be right back. My nose is running. I need a little Kleenex. Hey baby, is it raining or is it just wet?
I think it's raining. I can't tell though.
By the way, for those of you that didn't get to see it yet, my dress with pockets. Also, check this out. This is sewn right in to the dress. Just tie that back up. Super cute. Super comfy. Super pockets. Very important to have pockets in a dress. I have so many fungus gnats. I'm sorry. I'm going to put some rocks on top of my soil. My sister does sand, and she said that really works. I'm watching good Harley G videos about pests. Sand, I feel like sand will give you a better result than rocks. Because sand will cover the whole top of the thing. Also, diatomaceous earth works so fast on fungus gnats. Recommend. Lovely dress. Thank you, Louisa. Thank you, Melanie. Louisa, when I was working at CSR, I used to crochet a lot. Well, I used to crochet a lot. I will crochet a lot again. The end. On a different note, one of our heritage buildings downtown is on fire. That sucks, Candace. Is it arson or an accident? Hopefully an accident. It's such a shame. Yeah, totally. No, it had been in disuse for a while. Used to be used for a student residence prior. That sucks still. Especially if it's a heritage building, because now no one's gonna fix it. Like if the fire gets put out, it's gonna take a long time to like make sense of it for people, and then somebody's gonna have to pay to have it put together, you know what I mean? And nobody wants to pay for an old building because it's going to be expensive to repair. We have a building like that in our local town. In our local town, there's a beautiful house, and it's like it's probably like 150 years old. Maybe more, because it has instead of a garage, it's got like a barn. It's like would be the stables for your horse. You'd get home, put your horse in the stable, and go into the house. Like it was like definitely a house for fancy people, because it looks like a barn for multiple people to be able to come with their horse to that place and like tie up their horse. Anyway, this house is so beautiful, and it's like 3 stories or 4 stories tall. It looks like a haunted manor, and it has probably 1 acre of land around it since the town got built into around it. And it's got all the windows are boarded up, and they dug out all the pipe to redo the pipe like a year ago, but it's a heritage building, so it can't be torn down. It can only be maintained and repaired, so nobody's purchasing it because it's going to be too expensive to fix. So it's just sitting there like aging because it can't be pulled down because it's a heritage building. We found a stray husky. Ooh, that's exciting. Did you get a new dog then, or are you bringing it to somewhere to find out if it's got a family? And also, where do you live? Not specifically, but like, what's the vibe for a husky? Is that a common dog where you live? Patricia, I'm making a sweater. The pattern says it's a fisherman sweater. Ooh, that's lovely. I'm actually a knitter usually, but I'm too intimidated to learn knitting in the round. That's exciting, Rue. Fisherman sweaters are like a good thick wool sweater. Cracking as it burns. It's falling down. Oh, geez. Is it close enough? Is it on TV? Like, do you have it on your local news? Is that how you're watching? We found a stray husky. I'm still waiting to hear about that. I'm crocheting clothing while I put off learning how to do it. That makes sense. We have kittens that were feral. They do not get along with the husky. Yeah, I can imagine. Huskies are... Oh, the dog is an indoor dog. Oh, okay. So it's... Do you think it's a stray, or do you think it's a 4th of July escape? Because the 4th of July and like Canada Day here, that's like when you find stray animals. Like they're not actually strays. They just bolted because they were scared, you know? So maybe someone in your local area had their dog speed away. It is super hot where I live, and it is a stray. Oh. Well, if it's an indoor dog, it's not a stray. No? I thought stray means that they're like an outdoor, like, dropped off dog, as opposed to a indoor dog, which would be a pet, no? My high school was like that old heritage building from the 30s. They built a new one because the other was too expensive to fix. Yeah. We live in a gated community. How would a stray get into a gated community? Dogs are dogs. Dogs can get anywhere, right? Well, enjoy your new husky. But also, keep an eye out for posters, because somebody might be looking for a husky who escaped on the 4th of July. I feel like here on like the first week, it's a very tame dog and a very picky eater. Then it's probably not a stray. If it's a picky eater and if it's a picky eater, it's probably not a stray. A stray dog would eat garbage. right? Like if a dog was living on the street, it would get used to not being able to choose its food. I would do a bit of a search, because based on the time of year it is right now, dogs in Canada, and I did put up found posters, good. Dogs do run from the firework times, and if you guys have fireworks in your area, a dog could have run from far too. Like when they get scared, they just bolt. I mean, part of me hopes you don't find the family so that you can keep a new husky, but the other part of me feels like if it's a picky eater, if it's a friendly dog that wants to be inside, doesn't seem strayish, you know? But at the same time, it's very nice of you to take him in and keep him safe. Rue, I would love to see it. If you please share it in Discord, we will give you a cheer up. Oh yes, absolutely, Louisa. I would love to see it too. New one out. Okay. Too expensive to fix, but the new one is outside city limits because they thought it would be cheaper. Cost more to accommodate the fact that it's so far away. They should have fixed the old one, which is right downtown. It's empty now. So sad. You know. No one called me after I placed the found posters. It was 150 degrees outside. Oh my God. We didn't have the heart to leave it outside. No. I'm glad you took it in. I'm just saying I think that there's a possibility that it has a family. I think you should take it in. 115 husky is not meant for that. But I mean, who's meant for that really? 115? Who's meant for 115 degrees? Not me. Definitely not me. I feel like 90. 90 is like, that's all I can do, which in Canada temperature I would say is like 30, right? At the most. Hey there, beauty. Love the flowers. Thank you. Yes, I've been picking many flowers. Many flowers. I actually picked almost all of the flowers about a week ago, and now they're all back, which is great. Is there a shelter or a vet nearby? The husky may be microchipped. True, that's a good option. Yeah, today's gonna be 111 degrees. Yeah, that's too hot, especially for a husky. They're not meant for that. Love the new dress, by the way. Thank you. Is there a shelter nearby? They might be microchipped. The most upsetting is that they used to have 30% of students who could walk. Now, 2%. Ugh, that's stupid. To school, they aren't paralyzed. To school, they aren't. Oh, lol. The upsetting thing is they used to have 30% of students who could walk. Now, only 2%. They broke the knees of all of the students at the school. Melanie. We took it to a shelter right away. She's not microchipped. Oh, is she fixed? I'm definitely not a yarn expert, Patricia. I got Karen Simply Soft acrylic yarn from this one. It's really nice steel blue color. I just go to my local Michael's and pick out something I've seen others use. I pick out whatever's on sale. I think the fever's rising. Oh, I'm sorry, Frida. That's an awful feeling. Do you have that gross feeling where you don't want anyone to touch your skin? You know? Because that's what I get when I have a fever. Alex will like put his hand on my back and be like, it's okay. And I'll be like, I'm gonna die if you keep touching me. Like, don't touch my skin. My skin doesn't want to be touched. Thank you. So I can relate to that feeling. But also, Frida, how do you even fix that feeling? I usually just cover my head in a pillow and pretend I'm dead until it's gone. Good advice? I think so. We can only have 2 animals in our place. Very good, Kyla. So what's the plan? What are you gonna do? Frida, have you taken any medicine to help with the fever? Right? What a shitty, excuse my language, what a crappy response of your body just being overwhelmed. Like, you're not sick, your body is just like overdone, so it gives you a fever. How not helpful is that? To me, that seems not helpful. Like, you'd think like all of the reactions our body would have would be helpful as our animal self. I was saying that to Alex the other day, like, how come when you have graphic language here, I was just talking about bodily functions, but I was saying, how come when you have diarrhea it hurts? Why do you feel sick? It's not helpful. Like, why when you eat something poisoned do you feel sick? Why doesn't your body just evacuate what you've eaten that's poison? I don't understand like the bad feeling of like the feeling of a fever of go be alone under a cover. Maybe because you can get others sick, okay, but like there's a lot of pain that we experience that seems not helpful in the grand scheme of things. You know? Like period cramps. I get that your body has to cramp, but why does there have to be a pain meter in that area? Like, you can't feel heat inside your stomach. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to drink really, really hot water, really, really, really hot, it'd burn your mouth, it'd burn your throat, and then you stop feeling heat. It stops feeling, you know what I mean? It stops your body doesn't have the heat sensor at certain places on the inside. Why does it have a pain sensor on certain places on the inside? It just doesn't seem actually helpful. Same thing with like your body right now trying to, you know, the heat kills things that are not supposed to be there. Really? Is that what a fever's for? It's to heat everything up in your body to make the thing die? I didn't realize that. Benadryl or diphenhydramine might help you feel better because the reaction to the alcohol. Huh. Rue thought it was the light colorway with specks in wool, but your choice sounds fabulous. Steel blue is lovely. Agreed. Kyla, cramps are caused by a food deficiency or mineral deficiency. No, I mean in my uterus cramps. Yeah, like cramps are usually because I didn't drink enough water. I usually find when I get like a leg cramp, I'm like, I'm probably just dehydrated. No, I mean uterus cramps. Like 4 days before my period starts, why is there pain? Why would pain even do that? It's to get you not to eat the thing again. Okay, but like, do they have to make me worry that I'm dying? Or couldn't they just like put I don't know, like a little bell in your ear, like ding, 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 don't eat that. Or a thick sweater. The lousy feeling is probably meant to notify you your body isn't doing well. But like, thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather just not know. Like pain. Lebo, I wish I was an animal lover. I'm generally scared of everything for no reason. You know, it takes a long time when you're not someone who was raised with a lot of animals. It does take time to like socialize you to them. Like Alex took a long time to be comfortable around dogs or cats or any animal. He had a dog growing up, but he didn't really like engage with the dog the same way that he like engages with Thunder. It takes time. So just get yourself something non-threatening to start yourself off with so that you can understand. Once you understand how they communicate, there's a lot less to be scared of because before you even interact with them, you can see how they're feeling, which is important. Like, I understand if you just look at a horse, you're like, is it gonna kill me or not? But if you know what a horse's body language means, you can be like, oh, that's a comfortable horse, or that horse is mad, like, without it having much difference. At least that's how I feel. Like, when I understand what the horse or the animal is feeling, thinking, I find it's easier. No, that's not how period cramps work. What isn't? You're correct. Our brains are dumb if you have that feeling, if you have to feel that crappy to remember to avoid that thing, right? Has anyone ever bought $75 shampoo before? I have a guilt phase for splurging on something for self-care. I think you're good. That's a lot of money on a shampoo, but I also don't have very much hair, so my shampoo doesn't need to be anything very fancy. They're literally contractions pushing the shedding uterine lining out of the body. Yeah, but like, why do they need to hurt? I get that they're doing a job, but like,
yeah, useless.
Digestion doesn't usually hurt, regular digestion, and that's a whole bunch of cramping to push things through your body.
Yep.
You'd think that if I have to do it every month, my body could find a more efficient way that doesn't cause me actual pain.
Right?
You know?
So you can go on with your day.
Yeah, like sometimes when I get my period, I like am a useless human to society. Like I have to curl up in a ball uselessly.
That's a lot of girls.
And that's not zero. It's not a 0% of uterus holders. Those who hold uteruses, it's not a 0% who experience that kind of pain. It's enough people to be curled up on the floor in a ball that you'd be like, that doesn't seem helpful.
Or healthy.
But like it doesn't seem like it's doing something good for your body. Like, yes, obviously shed the uterine lining, great. But like, why does it have to make me curl up in a ball on the floor? You know, it doesn't really seem conducive.
Agreed.
To like functioning. I don't get it either, Laura, because yeah, why can't periods be like digestion? That is a good question. I mean, sometimes digestion hurts. Sure. So maybe sometimes periods can hurt. But why does it have to be for like 5 days? Menstrual cramps are practice for birth. Another place that I don't see the necessity, I don't see the necessity of excessive pain. In our animal bodies, I mean. Yes, I understand cramping, I understand pressure, I understand evacuating a human from your body is going to cause a lot of stress on a body, but I don't understand why it would have to hurt, like science-wise. It doesn't seem to hurt other animals. Yes, it looks sore, but when you watch other animals give birth, it's not like when humans give birth. Doesn't look the same. The amount of pain that humans go through looks a little bit excessive. You know. That being said, we just have more words, so maybe we're just more vocal about our pain, you know? Kyla, I buy that expensive shampoo all the time. The kind I buy is way better for my hair. It's vegan, and I can read the ingredients and understand what's in there. Also, it lasts way longer. You know, you do you. Light stretching, pain medicine, heating pads help. Okay. What I'm saying is, why is my body not perfectly functioning? Why does I have to do extra things? I most likely have endometriosis, Mary Grace says, so I definitely understand the pain department. I don't, though. I don't have endometriosis. So why is the pain, like, I don't have anything, not that there's anything wrong with having different, I don't know if endometriosis, is that something wrong? Because I don't want to say wrong and then make someone be like, there's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? But there's nothing out of order. I mean, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, but that doesn't cause me like a lot of pain. It doesn't cause me any pain. That's why it took a long time to figure it out. Like, babies are born early because we can't handle pushing anything bigger out than their head. Yeah, but like, why can't your body use hormones to shut down your pain for that time? You know, like when people break a bone, they aren't freaking out for the duration they take to get from the broken bone location to the hospital because your brain like freaks you out. Why can't your brain freak you out so good while you're pregnant so that it doesn't hurt? Come on. Yes, endo is uterine tissue growing outside of it. Right. It's a legit malfunction. Okay, cool. It's a legit malfunction. Then yes, I just didn't want to like say something offensive and be like something's wrong with, you know, sometimes people feel triggered from that stuff. So I don't want to make people think that I think there's anything wrong with you. I remember learning humans evolved kind of terribly to give birth. Yeah, because our brains are too big. So they had to give birth to useless little babies. No offense to babies, but what did I even say that for? Babies are useless for like years. Like they're born completely useless. And that's because if we were to make them useful by the time they were born, we wouldn't be able to get them out. So you have to birth them before their brains are done. Which is why they can't do anything. Which is scary. Because humans stand on two hind legs, our hips have become narrower. Again, you'd think we would evolve why can't we evolve some wider hips for baby making then? You'd think our body would also evolve, is what I'm saying. If I'm going to be an upright standing primate, you'd think my body would also, over hundreds of thousands of years, evolve to accommodate for that. So is adeno. Uterus tissue grows into the uterus wall and then tears out chunks with the shedding lining. Ow! I.e. big ouch. Yeah, that sounds like a big ouch. No thanks. For that one, I get it. The fear of pain of having kids is probably what stopped me from impulsively having a literal child as a teenager with my boyfriend. Maybe that's why it hurts. To prevent people from doing it. But that doesn't seem science. You know, science is overtake. Have as many babies as possible. That's what science says, right? Like, everything's about reproduction. So if that's the case and the science of the body wants you to make lots and lots of babies, it's not conducive. I wish I had a friend in grade school or high school that would make soap and beauty projects. I wish I did. Most of my friends liked going out to eat fast food. They would ditch me during senior year. Lame. It's amazing we reproduce at all. Honestly, Laura? Yeah. Patricia, rue your wrist. They sell gloves for them. I have arthritis, not too bad in my wrist. Thinking of getting them, told it's going to get worse in the whole body. Yeah, rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, Laura, nah, we don't think 9 months ahead if we're, yeah, true. Well, at least they seem as responsible pet owners then. I feel like our population would be significantly lower if the pain was supposed to deter us. Yeah, that's true, Mary Grace, if the pain was meant for that. Evolution only cares about survival. I mean, yeah. Yeah, for sore wrists, for crocheting and knitting, I wear braces at night. I haven't been wearing them now because I'm not doing as much wrist stuff, but yeah. Candace, well, at least they seem as responsible pet owners then. Who? I think I missed something. Oh, there we go. Candace, the owner of the attacking dogs appeared very quickly after they got an earful. Also, I asked if they wanted to pay for Millicent's service dog training if she gets so scared she couldn't work. What happened? What did I miss? Candace, they've now built a very nice fence around their yard. I want to understand. My dysphoria deters me every freaking time. I'm sure it has something to do with the stuff we put in our body medically and food full of stuff that messes up our system. Chemicals from tampons used to give me period cramps. Cup stopped it. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like in general we're like living in a synthetic world now, you know? Like everything is unhealthy. Grow some food. I don't know. Put some dirt on your floor. Grow a plant. Try and make it a little better, but everything probably has plastic in it now anyway. I'll look into those. I work at a computer for my job, so I got to be careful with my arms, wrists, shoulders. Yeah, they get sore easily. Yeah, you definitely should then, because you're just going to keep getting older and they're going to keep getting more and more sore. So definitely a good idea. My dysphoria deters me every freaking time. Well, I mean, I don't think that's a good thing. That seems like that would be more tough. Like in my head, I'm like, okay, well then you don't have to make the decision to have a kid, but I don't think that would be a good feeling, so I'm sorry you have to go through that. Laura, when Millicent was about 6 months, she got attacked by 2 neighbor dogs that made me go into a full dog mama mode that I was no longer scared of dogs. Oh, okay, cool, I understand. Melanie, makes sense if we put fake stuff in our body that the natural functions have started sheeting out on us. Yeah, that makes sense. I've got about 90 tomato plants. Really, Mary Grace? I have 20. I have 20 tomato plants. Yes, I'm a software engineer like Alex, I think. Yeah, he's a software engineer, definitely. Currently, he is doing his software engineer work right underneath my desk. The laptop he's on is under my desk, and he is lying on his stomach. So, a nice thing about software engineering is that you can have this fun work anywhere life. I know if your grandma and mom had a C-section, you will be physically unable to give birth naturally in some cases. Really? Well, my mom and grandma did not have C-sections. My mom had 4 natural births, and my grandma had 4 natural births. So, I have big old hips. I am a pear-shaped princess, so I don't think that I will need to have a C-section, hopefully, but I mean, if I have a child one day and they have to do that will happen. I would really prefer if I don't have to, mostly because I don't like the idea of healing from it. But if it's for a safety of a kid, like fine, you know. What's the other option, right? There's not really another option. If you need to get a baby out via C-section, that's what has to happen. We live in a world full of toxins that cause inflammation. A lot of pain goes with that. Yeah, we live in a world where a lot of the things we eat are not good for us, just in general. Melanie, that's a bit of an exaggeration. What's that Melanie said? Which is terrible. Yeah, I'm sure it's not 100% true all the time, but I mean, if your mom had a C-section and you are looking like your mom, there's a possibility you won't be able to have a natural... But it could also be your mom had a C-section because you were sideways, you know what I mean? Not because you couldn't fit out, just because you weren't positioned properly, you know? Like you unlearn it because it's painful and it's hard on your body. As soon as evolution realizes there's an easier way, it'll get rid of the painful, more taxing version super quickly. Interesting. Yeah, my mom was, not vertically at the bottom. Other way around, I mean, she was vertically. Yuck. No thanks. That sounds painful. As I'm eating a donut. Sorry. I'm talking planned advanced. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a planned advance. It'll be an emergency. If I get a C-section, I imagine it would be an emergency. It won't be a plan. What can you do? The joys of working remote. I sometimes take my laptop outdoors. Alex usually does that. He'll work from the garage. He'll work from the front porch. He'll work from the floor here. He'll work from the kitchen, or he'll work from his office, which is awesome. People plan a surgery to remove children now instead of planning for a due date to give birth. I mean, to be honest though, like if you are comfortable healing from a surgery, I don't really want to heal from a surgery. That's what I don't want. Like I feel like when you have a baby, naturally, your body probably knows how to heal a little better, but like a surgery to remove a baby, which is mandatory in a lot of cases, and I don't have any judgment about it. Like obviously if I needed to have one, I would have one. But for me, I think of like the only time that amount of trauma would happen to my body, aside from a medical intervention, is if something horrible happened. Do you know what I mean? Like you have a huge wound, something removed from your body, blood removed from your body, and then you get fixed up, but your body doesn't understand. Do you know what I mean? Your body doesn't know that that's what happened. Even though your brain does, I feel like your body would be in a state of like, I just was wounded mortally. Like you know? I don't know. Anytime I think of that, I'm like, when would that make sense in the wild? There's no point in the wild when your body would get a wound like that, and that freaks me out. I will do it if I have to do it. I'm just saying, like, if I can avoid it, I would like to. But there's a lot of people who will happily actively choose that because they don't have to feel the pain of childbirth. The pain of healing is different than the pain of childbirth, I guess. Sid, I don't think it's a fact. I agree with you. I found one, Frida, it's Canadian though, it's called Green Beaver. One what? Oh, a working deodorant without aluminum. Oh, my friend came here and she was using native deodorant and she was recommending it to me. Have you tried that? Y'all please double check with medical resources before spreading possible misinfo. Yeah. My sister had an emergency C-section for her first and then a natural one. Kind of unusual. Yeah, because even the muscles you'd think would be damaged, right? Frito, once it was called Primal Pit Paste. It's vegan and really works. Primal Pit Paste. Sounds nice. But there's native deodorant as well, and that one, it smelled nice. She let me smell it, and it was nice, but I haven't gone for the natural ones yet. Kyla and Melanie and Laura, nope, I will check them all out. Thanks. Good, awesome. Give them a shot, or give them a check. Check them. Yeah, science. My mom had an emergency for her first and 2 natural ones after that. That's awesome. That's great. Now, docs know how to do it to avoid issues, unless your doc is garbage. I mean, I was going to say something about my doc, but she wouldn't be the one who gets the baby out. Yeah, it's probably not that big of a deal anymore, but I don't think I'm going to try to do it. I would choose to have a C-section as well, afraid of having the doctor cut my vajay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would heal pretty quick. Everything down there is like, I feel like it would heal. I don't know. We'll have to see. Currently, I have no plans to get pregnant, so that's not something I'm currently worried about. But it is something that I sometimes consider. So, what's everyone else doing today? Let's stop talking about like surgical intervention with pregnancy. Like, I don't really need the graphic vibes with me. I'm in a good mood today. I'm also dealing with uterine cramps, so imagining surgery near my uterus right now doesn't feel good, so I'd actually rather not. Mary Grace, I don't plan on getting pregnant either. Congrats. Friends. I mean, if I did, we'd deal with it, but like at this point I'm not in the situation where I would want to have to deal with getting pregnant, so. The issues with the down there stuff is more about the stitching up after. See, I don't feel like that's that big of a deal. Like, obviously it's gonna hurt, but I feel like that everybody has different feelings about what pain is okay pain. Do you know what I mean? Same. We'll have period tomorrow. Aw, sinking with a Y, not with an I. So anywho, the plan for today, I have to edit the vlog. I have a vlog that is almost finished. Sorry it didn't come out on Thursday, but my friend was coming and then I was like, meh. I think it's huge deal. I think it's huge deal. What is? Oh, you think it's a huge deal getting stitched up after? I don't think it's as big of a deal as healing from a surgery. But that being said, surgeries are so clean and easy now that like I'm sure it's not that big of a deal as opposed to the way that I imagine it. I'm imagining like a 1990s C-section, not like a 2020 C-section. You know what I'm saying? I just looked over and Ola and Millicent are both sleeping. I'm just cringing at the idea of the stitches rubbing. I don't know if that's a thing, but I feel like it would be. I mean, probably, yeah. No. Some archaic docs will stitch you up too much to tighten up. Gross, because they're pervs, and then it causes painful sex. No, thank you. Thank you. I'm busy drawing up a house plan. That's exciting, Lebo. You making a new house? Or you mean just like decor-wise? So today it's gonna rain pretty much all day, I think. We're getting rain, if not all day, then yeah, all day. So it starts, oh, there we go, updated. That took a minute. Oh, we're not getting rain until the afternoon. I'm gonna pull weeds today. I have a vlog that I need to finish editing. It's almost done. It's actually done. I just need to I need to export it and then it'll be done. So I will put it up. It's gross. Thank you, Sid. I'll look into the heredity thing and post a link to Discord. If I don't put things in my brain to repeat unless I heard it from a scientist somewhere. Yeah, Melanie, I try for that. To try and only hold on to important things. Where are you going?
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, I know. You rushed away and got keys.
Oh, I didn't get keys.
Oh, I heard the jingly jangle, and I'm like, is something
Attached to
here?
my thing.
Do we have treats from the mail? Is there mail here for us?
Not yet.
Oh, well. Male partners will sometimes try to get doctors to do it while the person isn't able to consent. That's sketchy. No thanks. Alex, if I deliver a child for you vaginally and you tell a doctor to sew me up tighter, I will do something equivalent and painful for you. Because that's super weird. Don't do that, okay? Super patriarchal and not cool. Got it?
10-4.
I tell all my friends who are pregnant to have legal documents say that they don't consent to that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm an architectural technologist, so it's a new house for a new client. Ooh, that's cool. An architectural technologist. That's cool. No-go on the husband stitch. Yeah, that's a no-go on the husband stitch. I'm gonna... That'll be the paper I have. No-go on the husband stitch. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a good idea, Sid. What kind of document would you need? Just something in writing, Sid, Rue. Like, it doesn't need to be a legal document. It just needs to have your signature. If you can, for it to be a legal document, it needs to be you wrote it, you signed it, there has to be a date, and there has to be a witness. I think those are all the things you need for it to be, like, a legally binding document. Your signature, a witness signature, and the documentation, and the date. I think if you have that, then you're good to go. I mean, why not just have that in your little booklet that has your birth plan? Because when you're having a baby, you, like, make a birth plan. I swear best in my native language and in the dialect of my hometown. That's how you know I'm really, really scary angry. That's funny. Somehow I don't think Alex would be cool with that. If they ask him, he'd be like, what? Why? No, I need a new doctor. This person is clearly a mad scientist. Why are you trying to do cosmetic surgery? Your job is to just fix her wound. Is she wounded? Did you fix where the wound is? You don't need to add or subtract anything. This is not for that. This is just to make sure that she doesn't die after having a baby. Thanks. Yeah, Laura's got it. And make copies and make sure your partner knows how to respond to a doc trying to do the stuff you don't want. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, my plan for today is to finish that vlog, like I said, and then I'm going to go outside and pull weeds. And by "and then," I mean I'm going to go back and forth between editing and pulling weeds. Ooh, because it rained all day yesterday, so the weeds should be fairly loose. I can get rid... Oh, Alex, for your outside job today, would you mind pulling out the pokies?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Mostly just in the gardens. There's not very many in the back lawn. But the pokies.
10-4.
Thank you, because I don't like touching them with my gloves. They still poke through my gloves. I'm going to plant my new pink rose, fever or no. Frida, that's a great idea. I mean, probably not a great idea if you have a fever, because then your fever will be like, oh, you didn't hear me? Let me flare for you. But at the same time, if you know it's a hangover fever, and when we say hangover, if you just arrived, it's a friendship hangover fever, not an actual alcohol hangover fever, which is the hangover you get from hanging out with people when you're kind of introverted, you know? When you're kind of tired, groggy, brain foggy after you see people. Yes, definitely be careful, Frida. You look like a fairy sat amongst all those plants. It's quite lovely. Amber, little do you know that's the most lovely compliment you could give me. My whole goal in life is to look like a fairy, so thank you. All I want is to be a forest fairy. State your state and if it's raining there. Massachusetts. Ontario is my province, which is like how you guys have states, and yes, it's raining here. Louisa, I think it'd protect you from your partner or your doctor doing things without your consent. However, if you have a partner who would do things without your consent, maybe they shouldn't be in the birthing room with you. Just saying. Sweden, no. Sweden, good province. And also bodies go back to what it was after time. Babies don't actually stretch things out, just like sex doesn't stretch things out. It stretches it out for the duration of the event. That's why your body gets flooded with hormones and why it's this whole dramatic event, because your body has to accommodate something it's not used to doing. Massachusetts? Yeah, boy. Yeah, raining? Yeah, boy. NC, no rain today. Doesn't North Carolina get rain like all the time? I feel like I watch Justin Rhodes' vlog channel and it's like always cloudy and raining there. Well, I can say Vastra wait, if it's got the dot over it, no, that's the circle over it. I don't know the sound. Vastergotland. Alingos. I don't know how to speak Swedish. Sorry, everyone. But I don't think you would know what I mean. Lol. Rebecca, you're from NC too. Cool. Johannesburg. No rain. Winter and sunny. That's confusing. You're on the other side of the world and it's winter? What's the temperature in winter there? Like, is it still boiling hot in South Africa in the wintertime? I mean, it's definitely warmer than here because you're like, everything's warmer than here, but you know what I mean. Mary Grace lived down the highway. So that's so funny. Nord Holland, maybe rain today. Probably. For sure, it rained a ton yesterday. Amber, I'm in the UK. Surprisingly, it's not raining for once. Don't worry, it'll rain later, or tomorrow, or the next day. I was realizing I really love warm weather, but I don't really need much sun because I'm more or less allergic to the sun. My skin has very little protection, if you can tell. Surprise. And I hate wearing sunscreen. I wear it because I'm pale, I know, but I don't like wearing it. I don't like having to put on another moisturizing thing that smells funky. Yikes. But I want the heat. So Alex and I were talking and I was like, maybe we could move to like Seattle. It's warm in Seattle, but rainy, right? That'd be nice. Warmish, but windy. 18 degrees is not, it's warmish. I wouldn't say it's warm. You know, in March, 18 degrees is hot, but in June, 18 degrees is cold. You know what I'm saying? My PMS fatigue has me so depressed. Can't wait to get boyfriend cuddles later. Yeah, I would like some boyfriend cuddles today. I'm feeling like my uterus is gonna need chocolate later, you know? You ever have that feeling when you're like, my uterus is shouting for chocolate? That's me today. I feel you. I'm a few days out. Think nice thoughts and take care of yourself. Boyfriend cuddles should help. They should. It's a tonic for sure. Bye everyone. I need to walk the husky and water the church's veggie garden. Kyla, that's so nice of you. What are you going to call her until you find if she's got anybody? And are you guys keeping her? You said you can only have 2 animals. Are you going to bring her to a rescue or a shelter or something? What's your plan? And also have a good rest of your day and enjoy your walk. I feel like boyfriend cuddles fix so many things. I agree. I definitely agree. That's a for sure thing. Hi.
Hi, puppy.
How you doing under there?
Working?
You having fun?
Yep.
Working hard or hardly working?
Oh, working hard.
Absolutely. Keeping it low-key and hoping to get another long walk in if we can. Yeah, I think I'll probably go for a walk because that usually helps. And by go for a walk, I mean spend a whole bunch of time out in my garden. I'm going to be honest. I'm not walking anywhere. I'm going to be walking in circles around my garden. But I think that is a good thing because my garden is amazing and makes me feel very good. Also, my friend who came for the weekend is very... You're calling her Iris? Aw, we can't keep her. Gotta go before it gets too hot for her walk. Okay, bye! Missing me too. Mom, I'll call you later. Got a phone call. Don't people know this is my LML time? This is when we hang out and chat about nothing that matters. It's a good thing to empty your brain to talk about, well, we talk about things that matter, but you know what I mean. Like nothing that is pertinent and is going to ruin your day. It's just a nice time to talk. Yeah, Mom, don't call me right now. Also, don't forget to like the video. If you guys haven't liked the video, I only see like 14 likes, but there's like 21 people in here. So if you could click the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Also, yeah, my friend who came up on the weekend, she came and she was like, it's like a magical forest, woodland, fairy vibes, perfectness here. It's very essential, Frida. I'm glad that it's essential for you too, because it's essential for me. But she came up and she had only sweet things to say about our home. And I have a very loving and supportive family, of course, but I do have many extended family members who have feelings about the way that we live out here that is like less than supportive. And I do have family members that don't understand what I'm doing. And I have like close people who are close to me that don't understand why I would want to live in the country, why I would want to have chickens. Don't understand why my parents would want to live in the country. There's just like, there's mixed reviews in terms of like my inner circle. There's mixed reviews about this. And she came and she was like, this is perfect, basically. And I was like, yeah, it is. And she was like, it's perfect and it's perfect for you. And it's exactly right. And I was like, thanks, Mom. I just needed someone to tell me it's perfect for me. Thank you so much. So basically I got my good vibes in because she I didn't realize that I needed someone to come here and approve of me, but I think I did, because after she came here, it was like she touched all my things and was like, this looks amazing. I love this thing. Wow, this is so cool. I like that thing. It was just like a good vibe of reminding me of all the things I love about how I live. And sometimes it isn't something I receive from my regular life, which is okay. Nobody has to understand why I have chickens. Nobody has to understand why I want to live in a house in the country. People don't need to understand the way that I live. And having her here and having her love the way that I live reminded me that it doesn't matter what other people think. You needed mom validation. I needed the mom vibe validation. Yeah. And like my mom, I know my mom likes living out in the country, so I know that she's like fine with all of this, but I needed I needed someone to touch all of my stuff and tell me they like it. And I didn't know that I needed it, because I already know I like all of it, but I needed somebody else to be like, yes, it is actually fun. You're not crazy. It is a good place. And I was like, yay. Oh man, you're living my dream. I love the place. Yes, Candace, but like you're like a vibe with me. You know what I mean? Like we met in this scenario, which is people who agree with this love for whimsy, you know? Whereas like when I got chickens, for example, I can't even think of a direct family member who I'm not going to out anybody, but family members were like, why are you doing that? Because I want to. I got a mosquito bite on my ankle and it's so itchy. Mary Grace, same. I've been itching my ankle under the table. If you've been seeing me like this, it's me itching my ankle under the table. Laura, do you remember if that grape dye was color fast? I hope to try it after I move. So yes, it was color fast. I can't say it is permanent, but it was color fast. It's like I still have items that I dyed with the grapes, and they're still blue, and that was like 5 years ago. So they're at least 5 years color fast. So yes, I would say it's color fast if you pre-mordant your yarn. What does color fast mean, Mary Grace? So when you dye yarn or fabric, when you wash it, if the dye washes out, it's not color fast. If you put it in sunlight and it fades away, it's not light fast. So there's two things you want a dye to be: color fast and light fast. Color fast is washing, light fast is how it's affected by UV. So ideally you would want something color fast and light fast. A lot of natural dyes aren't considered color fast, so even though they'll last a long time, they're not a permanent color. Like over time and washing, they will eventually fade away. That being said, my blue from my Concord grapes didn't fade away. It faded to a more of a denim blue over time, but it didn't disappear. People around me seem more jealous about where we live, Frida says, but maybe don't want to live like that themselves. That's how I want to live, is in a cottage on the edge of the forest. Please. Patricia, MG calamine lotion. For what? Oh, for the itchy. Yeah. I just itch it till it bleeds and then it heals. Although I have to figure out something to not do that before that. Could you re-dye something then? Yes, absolutely, Mary Grace. You can absolutely over-dye it. And the great thing about that is that you've already pre-mordanted that wool. So let's say you dye it and the dye fades away. You don't have to mordant again. You can just dye over it. You don't have to, because the mordant's already there. So that's cool. You don't have to re-mordant it. I do cortisone cream. Really? For a mosquito bite? I guess if you react to stuff though, for me that's excessive. I don't need to put steroids on a mosquito bite. My body's just gonna fight off the poison and then it'll itch and it'll go away. Wait, that's so frickin' cute. What is? What's frickin' cute? The fact that you can over-dye something? Bactine stick is my friend. Oh, Bactine. I use Bactine on my earrings when I get new piercings. Hydrocortisone cream, we use it too, kills the itch super well. Very mild cortisone cream, but I do react a lot. Alex's mom and Alex both react really crazy to mosquito bites. Like Alex's mom, her mosquito bites always get like that big and that high. I remember her saying it and me being like, yeah, sure, you get like a bad mosquito bite, like whatever. And then I saw a bite on her and it's like a huge welt and a huge, like this big from one mosquito bite. And I was just like, oh, you actually get like, you're like allergic to their venom or something. That's crazy. Mary Grace, sorry. Oh, cool. Wait, that's so freaking cool. Yeah, totally. I do too, Frida. My mosquito bites burn. Yeah, for me, mosquito bites are just itchy, and I live out in the country, and I'm like, I don't wear bug spray a lot, so I get mosquito bites. Usually just between my knee and my foot, like that space. From the knee down, mosquito bites will happen to me. And on the fattest parts of my thighs. I've been getting mosquito bites on my like saddlebags, and I'm like, why are those attracting mosquitoes? Because there's a lot of meat, I guess. My oldest swells up bad from bug bites. No, thank you. Not for me. Yeah, mine too. Like half a golf ball, and I get a bruise after. Oh my gosh, that is... Why does your body not handle some predator thing that exists in your area? Another thing where I'm like, bodies are not functioning right. We should be able to get a mosquito bite and not like swell up. You know? Don't you think? Oh, they always get me on the thin skin of my feet. Oh, that's the worst, because then when you itch it, it bleeds immediately. You need to get a bat house to take care of them bugs. You're not the first person to say that. Alex has been building bird houses for me because I asked him to, because I want bird houses all over the backyard. And I told my friend that on the weekend, and she said, oh yeah, my mom and dad put up a bat house. And I was like, there's a bat house? What does a bat house need to look like? So that's on my list for Alex now, is a bat house. That being said, we have a lot of bats in our like area. There's bats as soon as the sun starts to go down. My mom wants a bat house. I wonder what do they need to look like? Let's have a look on Pinterest. I'm sure Pinterest has a bat house for us. Bat house. Wow, the internet is country internet today, I see. Oh, that's not too difficult. Model 1, Model 2, medium house, Model 3. Ooh, you could have a whole bunch of different styles. Ooh, 69% of them were surveyed. 46% of them were occupied. So the best one, that's crazy. That people build multiple kinds to see which ones bats like better. How weird. A triple chamber bat house. Okay, Alex, will you build me a bat house next?
I'll try.
Thank you. I'd appreciate. Oh, it barely even needs anything. They're just like, oh my gosh, they're so cute in them. Look. One sec, I'll show you after, Alex. Come on. Focus. Look, a little box full of bats. Bats are so cute. Look, Alex.
That's cute.
Box full of bats. Love that for me. There are free patterns on the net, because the net is where all the good things are, with claw ridges so they can hold on. So cute. Help hang them where they get the most day sun to keep them warm. Little babies. Maybe Alex can give a tutorial video. Yeah, you could make a tutorial for your birdhouses, Alex.
That would do it.
Right?
Excellent idea.
Needs to be south facing, high up, and over an open space. Right, because they have to get in. Has roughed up edges on the sides for them to grip on. So no sanding it down. How is it almost 10 already? What is time? A construct. A social construct. Time isn't real. There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Are we real? What is life?
What is life? What, are we in the Matrix?
What's Matrix?
What is the Matrix? What are words?
What are words?
When you get into that brain, what are words?
Somebody made it up.
Somebody made up everything. I'm explaining something to you that is made up by someone. I'm using word like, whoa, when you think of like words and linguistics. Linguistics is a trip, honestly. That was like the most trippy class I was in university, was the linguistics class. Because it was like, first you learn where words come from and like how things happen. But then you get into like the philosophical thing of like, we made our words work with our society, but if we wanted to, we could make completely different words to create a different society. Like you could have, if we just didn't include the word please in our society, could it impact? If we didn't have words for gratitude, if we didn't have words like, if we didn't have, it can that's how you enter an existential crisis. Literally, like, we evolved our language, right? Our languages. We evolved the ability to have languages. There's just What? We could have evolved not to have languages and only used sign language or body language or eye contact things or whistling. We just did words. Yeah. So can you take the blue pill, then the red one? Can you take both so that you awaken in the Matrix? Wouldn't that be interesting? You don't wake up out of the Matrix, but...
That'd be interesting.
Oh, right. And you don't want the bat box near trees so climbing predators can get to them. Okay, save the bats. Got it. Laura, if you think that's trippy, I had to take a class on computers that technically was a linguistics class. Computer languages, but for vibe. Yeah, no. And also, you would like the book Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. Left Hand of Darkness. I'm just going to take a picture of what you wrote because then I'm not going to write it down, but I want to remember what you put. Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. Because you can take the red one, it's over, right? If you take the red one, it's over, right? And if you take the... No, I think if you take the red one... I don't remember. If you take the red pill... Wait. No, because we don't say the blue pill or the red pill, right? We say the red pill or the blue pill. So I think the red pill puts you back in the Matrix and the blue pill lets you go free. Even though in my head I would think red, change, aggressive. So I would say red would make you free of the Matrix into a harder world and blue would send you back into the stream of the Matrix. But I don't remember. I don't know what I would do. That's terrifying. I would probably take whichever pill takes you out of the Matrix because I would think that I was in a dream. Red one is the one that woke you up and you wake up and you can go back in. Hold on. Red is the woke pill and you wake up and you can go back in. That sentence didn't help me. Red pill means that you believe it's a dream, or red pill means that you wake up in the pod with the goo all around you. So magically good, story-wise and language-wise. Well, then I will try it. I've heard of that book, Frida. I've heard Le Guin is really good. Is it Le Guin? Is it a French, Le Guin? Or is it Le Guin? Is it an English person with a French last name, or is it a French person with a French last name? Ursula Le Guin. Next to Austen. Oh, really? Your favorite author next to Austen. Interesting. And book Left Hand of... There we go. Sadly, right-wingers appropriated red pill even though it's a left-wing thing. Red pill is you wake up in Zion. Okay, red pill is when you wake up in the real world. The world of the real. I was being Morpheus. No, sorry, bats are not cute. Ladies, please vote yes or no on cuteness. Bats, cute, yes. I'm going to put my vote in. My vote is bats equals cute, yes. There's mine. Bats are cute. Bats are very cute. I don't know what you're talking about. Obviously, there's some sketchy looking bats, but they're even cute. Even the ugly bats are cute. Have you seen a fruit bat, though? Obviously, we don't have fruit bats here. We have probably sketchy little bats here. But if you've not seen a fruit bat, it's literally a puppy with wings. Look at him. Thunder is a fruit bat, you guys. What are you saying bats aren't cute? Look at him. He doesn't want to hurt you. He just wants to eat some mangoes. He's so small. Look at his little claw at the bottom of the screen. He's just a little dinosaur. Yeah, we've seen Thunder. Have you seen my dog? Thunder, come here. Look at my dog in the bottom corner. You see my dog? Look at this. There's this animal. And then there's this animal. They're the same animal. Therefore, if you try to tell me that bats aren't cute, Patricia, that means that what you're actually doing is hating on my dog. I think we can confirm. That's the truth. Patricia, yes, don't pet them. Yeah, don't pet them. I mean, don't pet them. I thought COVID was from a pangolin. Or was that just what South Park told me? To be honest, yes, don't pet bats. They are disease vectors. Absolutely. Don't catch them. They're not a good pet. They're not going to make a good pet. They have razor sharp teeth that you won't even feel bite you. They have razor sharp claws that you won't even feel get you. And if they have rabies, you're going to get it. But they do eat bugs and they're very cute. Okay? Just don't pet them. They're cute, but I don't want a bat to stick in my clothes. It happened to my aunt. She's traumatized now. I don't have a fear of them at all. I have a healthy respect. You know? Like if a bat flew into me, I wouldn't be like, oh no, I'm getting rabies. I'd be like, get off of me. Like I'd probably be startled if a bat flew into me and got caught on my clothes, but I don't think I'd be afraid. You know? Like, I'm not afraid of a bat. I have a healthy respect. If I see a bat on the ground, I'll put gloves and I'll pick it up. Like, I'm not going to leave it on the ground. If I see a wounded bat, I will take it in. That being said, if it's a wounded bat acting bizarrely, I will handle it with gloves and I'll bring it to a location elsewhere that someone else can take care of it. Avoid contact and encourage them in your area. Exactly. I don't want them to think it's safe to be near me, but if it's hurt, I'm not going to leave it to die. Yeah. Or like if a baby was on the ground because it fell out of wherever it's supposed to be. You know, they're very cute. That being said, don't handle them. They're not good for you. Oh, I like bats, Patricia, though I also enjoy reptiles and less popular animals. I also enjoy reptiles and less popular animals. I also enjoy chickens. Chickens, very fun. Bats, rats, cute, but ew. Yeah, rats I don't have as much love for anymore, but that's because we have rats in our backyard near the chicken coop, and they keep digging holes under the fence, and it's annoying. But they don't interact with me. They're wild rats, so it's different. They're not like city rats that are going to give me attitude.
Remember, they made you tea, right?
You brought me it.
Okay, cool.
At like 8 o'clock, 2
forgot.
hours ago.
Already forgot.
Aw, pet rats are adorable. Yeah, there are other people can enjoy them. I think they're cute for other people. I don't want a rat. Like, don't handle the snakes around my raised beds. Like, I don't handle the snakes around my raised beds, but I don't drive them off because they eat pets and rodents. Exactly. If I find a snake, I'm not chasing it away. Except for, oh my god, that terrifying snake last year. Do you remember how big and scary that thing chased me in our yard? I got chased around by a snake. Like, I thought I was chasing it around, and it chased me. Like, it did that thing that snakes do, and then, like, came at me standing up. It was not friendly. Don't think it was poisonous, because I live in Canada, but I mean, it wasn't friendly. They're just garter snakes, so not poisonous. Yeah, around here it's mostly garter snakes. Those were not. I don't remember what they were called. I feel like they were called like Manitoba rattlers or something. There was like it was another place in Canada, and then the type of snake it was. I feel like it was a rattlesnake, but like a Canadian rattlesnake. Not a venomous. We don't have venomous things here. And if it's venomous, it's not like actually venomous. Like, garter snakes are venomous if you want to be like specific about it, but like they're not actually venomous. You know what I'm saying? The Mississauga rattler. Thank you, Candace. Right off the bat. What did I say? Manitoba. I was close. Manitoba rattler. It was Mississauga rattler. I give myself an A+. Yikes. They still bite. Yes. It's like raccoons. Cute. Don't get closer. Yes. Like raccoons. Bats and raccoons are in the same. Bats, raccoons, and skunks. Oh, look, they're so cute. Don't come near me, please. That kind of thing. Garters will run away from you. Yeah, garters know that they aren't going to live through your interaction if you were a predator. So they're leaving. This other thing ain't cute. Animus, cute little vampires, right? I know, little bats. They're so cute and little. We have mostly garter snakes. Only one venomous snake in Sweden. It's an adder. You know how I know what adders are? From Sherlock Holmes. There was this book on tape that we had when we were a kid. When we were kids. I made it sound like I have multiple personalities. When we were a kid, I had to have the husband dispatch a huge rat snake the other day. It was in the hen house eating eggs. Ugh. Can you imagine if we went into the hen house and there was like a snake with a big egg like in its insides?
Hope you enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy. I guess I'm not eating that egg. Must have been 6 feet long. Yeah, no thank you. No, thank you.
It was 6 feet long outside? No thanks.
Our pet inside was 6 feet long, remember?
Yeah, that was inside. In a box.
In a glass box, yeah. Patricia, notice I would have a bat house. Notice I would have a bat house. I live in the country. Notice, we should all have bat houses if we live in the country, you know? What have you missed, Blackadder? What, have you missed Blackadder? I must have missed Blackadder, yes. Omega yikes. What am I missing? Am I missing people's conversations? What are you saying, Omega yikes? I missed something. Sorry, I'm feeling like I'm not quite in the conversation, but I do remember that the Sherlock Holmes book on tape, it was actually a tape, like a cassette tape, and we had a cassette tape player in our kitchen.
Back in the day.
Yeah, like we had like a radio that was stuck.
Did you used to record things from radio and play it?
No, we bought cassettes.
I would record from
We had
radio.
the Barbie cassette, And that was the one that had the song Think Pink on it. Think pink, na 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 na. Think pink, na 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 na. Think pink. That's the lyrics. It's the color of the world. It was a Barbie song. So we had the Barbie tape. And then we had the Fox and the Hound. Not Fox and the Hound. The ones where the two dogs kiss over pasta.
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp. We had that one on tape. Which had all the songs from Lady and the Tramp. And then we also had Little Mermaid on tape, which had all the songs from Little Mermaid. And then we also had the Sherlock Holmes ones. And the Sherlock Holmes ones, oh, and Babysitter's Club. We had Babysitter's Club on tape, obviously. Everybody had the Babysitter's Club. I'm from Sunnybrook, Connecticut. That's where they're from. Anyway, the Sherlock Holmes had a story. It was like 3 Sherlock Holmes stories, and one of them was that there was a father who was like killing his kids off. For I don't know why, but he was killing them off
Did they read the Bible?
with a black adder. It was his staff, and he would walk around with a cane. But then somehow he made it turn back into a snake because he watched the Prince of Egypt.
I'm actually a broom.
I'm actually a broom. But yeah, and the snake, he would send the snake down to kill people. So, and it was a black adder. That's how I know what a black adder is. You're welcome. I don't know how to, there's the sentence. Ooh, I posted a pic of the snake in the Discord. Now let me have a look, because I like snakes. Mary Grace, I'm going to have to give my cat a bath today. He's literally got poop on his foot. Oh, that sucks. I have to give Thunder a bath. He just smells like a wet dog. Like, I love him, but... oh my gosh, that's a big snake. Yeah, that's a pretty big snake. It's a pretty big snake. Also, I'm just going to say, I'm going to delete, AJ, I'm going to delete that advertising for a survey thing in the Discord. I don't want anyone advertising ways for everybody to make money. Like, don't post stuff that says, like, I made $5 doing this. You could try too. I don't want that. That's not for this. The Discord chat is just for chatting. It's not for money exchange at all. It's just for hanging out and chatting. So recommending helpful things is great, but don't post anything in there about like, I don't want anyone to be scammed, and I don't want to check everything that everyone's posting about how to make money. So just don't post anything about making money, and then I don't have to worry about people getting scammed. Please and thank you. I will put a thing in the Discord rules, because you can't just do things in Discord. You have to announce it to everyone, because if you just do things without announcing it, it's very offensive. So don't be offended, but don't post anything about how people can make money, because that's not what the Discord's for. Anyway, sorry, I just noticed it just now. I'm going to repeat myself. Thank you. Oh my, it's a comedy show. Old with Rowan Atkinson. It's freaking hilarious. What is? Oh my is the comedy show. I hate when I have to give the cat a bath. Mine hated me for a month. Peekaboo was pretty calm and casual when I gave her a bath. But I think that she was like in an actual panic attack. Like my kind of panic attack, not like a regular type of panic, like the silent panic attack where she's like, I'm dead. I'm going to drown. This woman is drowning me. I think that she just did that. Oh, Black Adder, right. Let me just take a screenshot again. Double check, but I think it's already in your rules. Oh, good. Thank you. Hanimus, wasn't it you who did all of my rules? I feel like it was you. I didn't do my Discord. I'm going to be honest. One of you guys I think it was Hanimus.
So let them edit it.
No, but they're not like actively in it anymore.
Oh.
They were just someone who knew what they were doing, and I didn't, so they like set it all up for me kindly. And then I was like, that's very nice of you, and then they just kind of weren't really there as much anymore. But they like even put bots in place on my Discord, so like bots will take out things with swearing. It was very nice. But yeah, I think I have to add that as a rule in the Discord. I don't want to do. I just don't want anything to do with money in there. Oh, it was Kemi. Sorry. I knew it was a name that I haven't been seeing often recently. So sorry, not Hanimus, Kemi. Thank you, Sid. No, it wasn't me. Sorry. Thank you. My brain and remembering, don't worry about me. Rowan Atkinson. Rowan Atkinson? Rowan Atkinson's Mr. Bean.
Yes.
Mr. Bean and Black Adder. Oh, I have seen that. My brain had to put the two names together. It's not in there yet. You'll have to add it. Thank you, Sid. I will add it. I'm going to take a picture of that, because then later when I'm posting to Instagram, I'll have to look at that. And I'll have to be like, why did I take a picture of Sid saying it's not there yet? You'll have to add it. And then I'll remember. Anyway, it's going to be part of the rules. He just has really oily skin and dandruff from allergies. I thought you were talking about Rowan Atkinson. You mean your kitty cat. I need to give Thunder a Blackadder link in Discord with House too. Oh, House is in it too.
That's weird.
What's his name?
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie. Mary Grace, good cat mommy. Why is there a dog crying?
He probably wants to go outside, maybe.
Did you feed him?
Not yet.
Oh, then that's annoying. What a rude... Why are you rude? Do you want to go outside? Want to go outside, go pee? Thunder, do you need to go outside? No, he wants to eat.
I'll feed him after this.
Cool. Or I can feed him because it's 10 now. Anyway, friendship, I gotta go. I hope you had a good time today. Don't forget, if you're new here and you're wondering what the Discord is, because we've been talking about a Discord and you're like, I don't know what she's talking about. It's a private chat room for all the folks who are usually in this Discord, who are usually in this live stream, but also people who come to the like the actual channel for videos. So if you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description below for my Patreon. It's $2 a month. You get access to the Discord, but you also get all of my bullet journal spreads and all of my patterns. So check it out if you want to, and then you can join. And bless you. And if you don't want to check it out, that's totally okay too. But don't forget, I had my breakfast, but I'm literally starving to death. Very good. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, night. Yes, have a great day, everyone. I'm going to be editing. I will see you on Wednesday. I hope you have a good day. Wash your hands and drink water and go outside for a little walk if you can, because it's good for you. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for coming. And once again, thank you so much to my patrons for the month of July. To my top tier patrons, Agent Texas, Dave on a Rave, Alexander Connor, Amber Jacksick, Casey Matson, Frida Oberg, Jazz Weller, Jessica Reeves, Laura Hughes, Melanie, and V, thank you so much for supporting me. And to all of my patrons, all my eggs, thank you so much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Okay, love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Bye!